Hi everyone, this is Malvika Sehgaal Kaura. I am an artist, a blogger, and a designer. I am fortunate to be on this platform thanks to my dear friend Arpana. This is a wonderful platform which empowers women in all walks of life, and I think even in the pandemic they're doing such a great job. They've also gone global, which is great, the way it should be. A little about my art class. It is we're going to be painting Devi painting, which is not only just for the festive reasons to have something nice to gift someone or to hang in your home. It's also to heal. Yes, art is a big tool to heal a lot of problems that you go through, psychological and otherwise, because it is the only form of therapy that goes into your subconscious. So my art classes, I take personal classes, I take group classes, and I am an art therapist. So I help you heal through art. I have an art and fashion studio in New Delhi, and we are open, we are functional now. We do video calls as well as you can come and see the art live. We're doing affordable art to gift for this festive season. All my art that I paint is Vastu and Feng Shui. So what I will also be showing you in the class today is going to be Vastu and Feng Shui compliance. Resellers of art are always welcome if they want to join in, and this class will help you empower yourself. So before we start, once I finish with the introduction, we will take a few seconds to make a wish of what would you like to achieve with this painting. When I say want to achieve, it would be in your personal growth tools. That is what my art is for. It is for you to be the best version of yourself. And I think all change begins with us. So that's how this art will help you. You are most welcome to message me later. I think all my links are provided. You can see a lot of my art tutorials on my Instagram. We are organically at 1,09,000 and growing organically. So please, you can connect with me at Malvika Sehgaal Kaura. Upgrade your bags, your shoes, your clothes, everything with art. There is so much that you can do. Big hi Arpana. I hope you're doing well, and thank you for the welcome, and thank you for creating such a wonderful platform for all women. Hi Ritu, it's so nice to see you and all of you here. So we're going to get started now, and like I think Arpana had told all of you that we will be making a kind of a Devi painting. It's an abstract. We don't have too much of time. I hope you've done your sketch and your outline. If you haven't, just I'm sure in a few days, by next week, Arpana will share this on YouTube, so you can pause and paint alongside. And you're always welcome to contact me for a class. So let's get started. I'm going to move the camera from me to the painting, and let's do this now. So this is the painting I've done. I've actually, because I take so many classes, this is canvas that I already had painted before. So this is the way outline I sent to you in black and white, and this is the Trishul, and the bindi will come here. So all I've done is, over an old painting, I've done a wash of fluorescent yellow, and I've done an outline of the Devi's face and the Trishul. Any questions you guys have, please hang on to them, and we will address all of them in the last 5 minutes. I'll try and wrap up a little early so that you have time. Typically my classes do end on time, so we don't have this problem. Now what I did do before you all came on the class, I did ensure that I washed the canvas with water. Yes, actually washed. And I did just do the background. So the canvas is already a little wet. I've taken a little bit of black, and this is the hair. Now, when you're making a Devi painting, you're making the divine. So your interpretation of her hair, of how her lips should be, of how her eyebrows should be, it's absolutely personal. You don't have to follow what I say or what you see on the net, because this is your interpretation. So someone might see her with a braid, someone might see her with a knot. I would see her as someone who has a hair open. So I always like women with very, very wavy long hair, and aka myself. So this is the hair. I'm not going to spend too much of time on this so that we can get into the details. Now, the thing with our Indian culture is that typically a woman or a Devi, let's stick to the Devi part, wears a bindi. Now, a bindi has a lot of significance in our mythology, because that shows the strength of a woman. Of course, it is gone on to show that the marital status of a woman, but it wasn't always meant to be so. It is actually something which is supposed to be power, and it is significant of a woman's third eye. So if you are looking at this area, this is the third eye. So this is always where a woman wears her bindi. So this will be painted later, but because the canvas is wet, it is just going to stay like this for now. The clothes, if you're doing a quick painting and you don't want to do clothes, you could actually just shade this area. And hi Ritu, nice to see you. The way you want. A bit of her eyebrow just got wiped out while I was washing the canvas. So this is the eyebrows. The detailing on the eyes is up to you. For me, even when I paint my gods and goddesses, I like to do a certain amount of eye makeup. This is what I want eventually going to show for her nose, because I do feel that a lot of detailing on the nostrils when someone is doing a quick painting is unadvisable. And yeah, this is the hair. So your interpretation depends. Like I sent in the voice note, you are welcome to make her in red. You can make her in real life colors, like you can have a skin color face. Today is Thursday and it's Shashtami. So for me, yellow is very prominent on Thursday. So this is why I chose to paint her in yellow. And I do a lot of Devis in blue and other colors, so yellow is refreshing for me. You can choose whatever you want. For all of you who might be wondering which yellow I'm using, this is a neon yellow. It is by Ferricryl. These are liquid paints. They are much drier than the tube paints, so you don't have to really add water to these. They're already quite liquid and they're very reasonable. They're affordable. It's like $80 a jar. So this is the hair, and once the face is dry, then you can start detailing. Now, if we had a longer class, there's a lot of detailing you can do on the face and even for portraits, but as you can see, it's coming out, the painting. Yeah, we'll go on to the Trishul for a bit, because I don't want the colors to bleed. So the Trishul is, I'm going to just give it a black wash, because so that I can add some color to it later. But right now I intend to actually paint it orange. I love my bright colors, and you can always do it in any color you please, but let it be a contrast from what you're painting the Devi, so it doesn't merge. The Trishul is a very strong symbol of strength, of power, and basically the attitude that no one can mess with a woman, which is so important nowadays. So sadly, this was already a framed canvas, so I just decided to use it. You ideally should take a canvas without a frame and get it framed later. So this is your Trishul, and this is the base, and this is the stem with which it comes. So it just has a certain amount of depth. I'm going to let this dry. I'm not going to finish the entire painting. Perhaps when I finish it, I will send it to Archana and she can post it, because we don't have that much of time. And acrylic, because it's used on water, it needs a little time to dry out. Of course, it's much easier and much more forgiving than your oil paint. But so now I am taking this color, which is neon pink, number 18 Fevicril, and I'm going to just do a tint on her lips, and instead of giving her a red bindi, I am planning to give her a pink. Like I said, the interpretation is yours. You can do the typical give a red, or you can give a, always keep a dust cloth with you, which I've given in your list of materials. And now I'm just going to go all out in the bindi, because I really don't mind if the colors do merge, because it just adds a certain amount of depth. You see that it's just kind of giving this real this circular motion, which I really enjoy. Now the thing is that we like to give a certain color to the face. So what I would do typically is just take 2 blobs of water. This is a brush without any paint on it, and you take a very little color, take out the excess color from your brush, so there's very little, and this is your little bit. If you want to give on the eyes, you can give a little of this, and then you take a clear brush which has no water. You can wipe out the excess, and you just, this is your tint. So this is a very simple face. There's a lot more you can do. You can do the lashes, you can do the liner, you can do detailing on the neck, depending on the time you have and the effort you want to make, and of course how you would visualize the devi. So I'm now going to start giving the detailing on the neck, and yeah, so that's it. There's a little shadow created, and I'm pretty, because I already have this a little bit of drama happening here, I'm going to stick to this. So this is how it looks. It looks, you're zoomed in right now, so it looks much nicer if you were to see it standing. So now I'm taking an orange. This is a neon orange, number 17, which I'm going to be using for the tissue. So the black has not dried, but it's not as runny as before. So I'm getting this effect which I wanted, which was a brown to an orange. And the good part with acrylic is that if you use it while it's still wet, it gives this 3D effect without putting in so much of effort. In oil painting, we need to put in far more effort than we do in an acrylic. But the flip side of acrylic painting is you have to do whatever you want while it's wet. Of course, the good part about both acrylic and oil painting, whatever you do on canvas, is that you it dries in a way that you're not happy. You wait for it to dry and you can do over your painting all over again. Like I told you, I'm actually painting over an old painting of mine which I really didn't want to keep. So that's the thing with us artists. We sometimes we like our work, sometimes we don't, which is okay. So yeah. So if you can see, there's a certain amount of depth which is coming to the Trishul, even though right now I have not done any shading, but I am very careful about how I am working my brush. So try and do whatever you have to while it's wet, and that is your tissue. So once the lips dry and the face dries, I might do a little more contouring on the face, get a little depth around the cheekbones, but right now I don't want to touch it because it will just become a big blur. So when you talk about what if, so this is your main painting, the hair I will do later. So this is the area where, unless you want to do the clothes, you want to do a nice background. So I'm just going to teach you one quick finish that you can do on your background. I'm someone who loves doing a good background. I do not, unlike other artists, believe that the painting is just about the image. I believe that someone who's going to buy my paintings is going to enjoy the background as well. So I just go dab, I do the line and then I go dab, dab, dab. And see, do you see the look? It's just coming out. I'm careful about the hair. And this gives this little 3D look without. So the image that you get is that the face of the baby is just coming out from the back. So it's just, and then I paint over, so I merge both the colors and you have this little detail. Of course it's not going to shine as much once it dries out. And if I want, I could, just give like a sari here, mix both the colors so it's not merging with the trishul, and you could just have a little detail. So this is yeah. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to take a little bit of white, and if you ever want to make skin color, I'm going to just show that to you. All you have to do is take a little white and take a little orange. If you can get this orange color, it's very useful when I have to make skin color, because that's what the two colors you do need for dyeing. So these are the two colors. You use white and you use orange and you mix it, and this is your skin tone. It's a perfect, you just have to make sure that you don't have any excess orange on the side. You take it off and this is the perfect peachy. So you have this, and I'm going to show you how we'll do the face. This hasn't dried really, so it's kind of getting smudged, but you've got a little idea of how we can do this. So I'm going to take a thinner brush here so that I can get the brush color around. So it's just a wash. I mean, it's just a wash. Make sure you'll have far more time to finish this, so make sure that you do it when your outline is dry, and never think that you can just do a pencil sketch and then paint over and you let the outline be, because once your paints come, you will not see the pencil. Thank you, Kavita. I love my bright colors. So this is I mean, there are times I'm working with two brushes simultaneously, because it's just easier. You get used to it with the more usage you do. So when you do join my online class, um, we do all this, techniques of how to merge with a brush. Um, Thank you, Ritu. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone is doing well. Yeah. So this is not. So this is vaguely. You see this at a distance. So you've got a background. In fact, I feel that she's getting this little Mirabai look, but the Trishul is kind of keeping a stronger sense of what is happening. Of course, this will merge. It will look much nicer. Acrylic needs typically 4-5 layers of paint. Let me just show you this, because the more paint you put in acrylic, the more the nicer the effect comes out. See, now because I had a little white there, I decided to give it a little sheen, so it just suddenly starts coming out. So acrylic painting is not about a single layer of paint, people. It just doesn't, till the grain of your canvas shows, that means your painting needs a lot of work. It just needs a lot of work. So you need to ensure that you have more than that. You see that it just shows that the light is falling on the Trishul with just this little, and I love the way there's a little chant here. So of course there's a lot of work to be done on this, but you're getting a sense of her power, her meditative mood. I wanted to make her with the eyes shut. I don't know why, it just intuitively came. You can make her with the eyes open. It gives a stronger sense. But I think, like I said, everyone wants to manifest different things with their painting. I wanted to manifest peaceful strength. I don't like conflict in my life. So for me, a goddess is about keeping her calm in the storm. So for me, this is it, and that's what your Trishul does. And you see the power in the bindi. I mean, it's just going in circular pattern. So I'm going to let it dry. And I think if you guys have some questions, we can do some Q&A, and then I can come back to this when it's dried a bit, because here it's bled a little bit. So wait. Yeah. So I can now see all your. So do you have some Q&A, or should I just get on with? Thank you, Arpana. Thank you. This is just the first draft, but we will be doing more of it and kind of finish it. So the way to work with acrylic paint is you take out only as much paint, because unlike oil paint, this dries up very fast. When you invest in your box of acrylic paint, you have to be really, really careful, because they dry up. So paints that I bought 2 years ago, I can't use unless I cut open the tube, and then I have to dilute it with water. It's a really long process. So buy smaller quantities, buy only colors that you really like to use, and so that you don't have any wasted paint. And when you sit down to paint, let it be a period where you can give a couple of hours or more, because the thing is, the amount of paint you put on your palette is going to dry up by the time you come back. If you think that you're going to take a lunch break, or you're going to just have a coffee and come back, your paint is not going to be, you can't work with it. So the thing about manifesting in your paintings is that you need to decide what is it that you want in your life. Once you are cognizant of what you want in your life, it will reflect in your art. Like I told you, that I visualized my baby with eyes closed, and in this peaceful state where she could hold her calm in the storm. So I hope I can pick this up now. So this is what is coming out in a half an hour session. So yeah. So there are so many techniques that you could use in this. You could make her without the Trishul. I wanted the Trishul because it's a very special day. It's Durga Puja, and it's all about power. And I feel these are times where women really need to pick up the metaphorical Trishul. So it really depends on what you need and want in your life. So yeah. So I'm just going to take you around to see how it's dried now. It's yeah, there it is. So it's almost dry now. Some of it is wet, like it is dry. So we could do a little more. Arpana, do we have more time? I hope she's still there. Sorry about that. So when you have, you have this, the face. So you're kind of now creating that depth, which will I'm just going to put off the flash for a bit so you can see the detailing. So the other option you have is once you do your black outline, you could do the skin color before and then do the detailing. That works too. Whatever works for you, it does well. So I have this background which will be here, and I don't know if you can see this. Hi Preeti, how are you? Thank you. I hope you're doing well. It's so nice to see all pretty faces on this platform who've been friends since eternity. Asana, you're doing such a great job. So yeah, this is the other part of the canvas that I just want to kind of, freshen the background. So my Trishul I want to stand out. I don't want my Trishul to just merge in. I will of course touch up the Trishul later, but this is my So these are, this Diwali and Karwa Chauth, you want to give a gift, you want to, give something for your mother-in-law to remember you by, if that is possible, of course, on a funnier note. But yeah, this is the best thing that you could do for anyone, to give them a gift of love, to give them something that you paint. And in my classes, we are doing a lot of, so I'm doing the neck now. We're doing a lot of portraits. Of course, portraits are typically quite tough, but I've worked out some techniques to make them easy in classes. So a lot of people are doing portraits for their mother-in-laws, and some mother-in-laws are doing it for their daughter-in-laws, which I think is really sweet also. So the kind of classes I do, we do all kinds of mediums. You don't just have to work in acrylic, you can work in This is acrylic on canvas, but you can work on paper, you can work on watercolor. So that is her neck. You can work in watercolor. You can also work in charcoal. So you can make, I've done Guruji's portrait in charcoal. So you can do in charcoal. You can do the same. I'm going to do the same effect this side. So I want to merge the colors here. So you can, there's just so much of, and guys, the thing about doing an orange to a fuchsia to a lighter peach is that it will give this 3D effect. So it will be like, you can see her coming out of the frame, which is eventually what we all want, don't we? For her to look real. So you could work on any images, and I teach all ages, so that's not an issue. And the personal classes are really what you benefit from, because you work on your style. So this is, I'm just going to do some cheek stain here, because my painting at the back is showing. And then I'm going to take this thicker brush for the, this is a number 6. So, because I like a thick liner, and I'm just going to pray that my painting is dry. Yeah. So that is my trying to make the liner a little thicker. I'm really scared because it's still wet in places, but yeah, we managed to do that. So this is it. And later, if I want, you can do lashes. I personally don't want to do lashes in this one, because I feel it's just a little abstract. So I don't want to do detailing in an abstract. And here, the Trishul will really come out once I've done the hair. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the hair, and then we are sorted. And meanwhile, I think if any of you have any questions, please start posting them, because I don't want our time to be up without addressing your questions. You can, of course, get in touch with me. I will put my phone number and social media links here, so that you can connect with me whenever you like. This has a lot of water, because I'm not particularly keen to make her hair really dark. And in the end, what I would do once everything is dry, I will work on my Trishul. But I think more or less we are sorted here. So this is some more black paint. The black paint I'm using is regular. Let me just show you. Even though I have my kit, but this is the tube paint. So this is a little drier. You'll need, if you do take up painting, hi Meenakshi, how are you? You will need a lot of your basic colors. Like, I have huge tubes of this white and royal blue and colors that I really use, because I paint a lot of Krishnji. So my royal blue consumption is unusually high. So this is the last corner, which I've got a thinner brush for. There you go. So this is how quick it is, guys. You could, of course, when you do a finer painting, you need more time, but this is, I'm just going to slightly bring out the nose more, of course. So this is how it is looking. This is it. So this was fun. I'm going to wait if anyone has any questions, and I'm just going to wait for a second to lift the painting, because this is it. So it is all. Thank you, Gunjan. Thank you so much. It's nice to see you here, and I hope you're doing well. So this is what a simple half an hour, 40-minute painting looks like. Of course, it can be more organized, it can be more beautiful. You need to contact me for that. Come for the classes. Thank you, Kavita. Thank you so much. There's so much one can do with art and with painting and the different mediums, from portraits to modern art to abstract to flowers to realistic. So please connect with me and avail the same. I mean, take your classes and do the same. And I paint professionally as well. So I paint for architects and interior decorators because since my paintings are Vastu and Feng Shui compliant, they help people heal and manifest. So they're great for, my paintings are very good to heal doshas. Doshas are obstructions in your path according to astrology. And sometimes when you pick up a house or you are in an office and you see that your work is tough or the relationship is tough and you want something that can fix those doshas, they're all, can be fixed with art. Your art can be like a huge tool to fix these doshas, and the best part is you can create it yourself or you can contact me, whatever you wish. On my Facebook, there is a huge album called Art and More, which has a lot of my paintings, a lot of collaging, because for art therapy, one of the tools I use is to make collages. So you will find that, and then there is my Instagram, which is Malvika Sehgaal Kaura. You will see a lot of my work there. A lot of my art, which is available for sale, and they make excellent gifts for Diwali and this festive season. So, and of course they appreciate, because that's the best part about being with an artist who is going to grow and who's serious about their career. So the work, your investment in my work is doubled by the next year. So the resale is excellent. So come to me, and I hope to see all of you soon. Meanwhile, stay happy, stay healthy, and keep invoking the Devi in you all the time. Lots of love.